Okay, finally. I think we're live now. Goodness, I was supposed to go live 20 minutes ago and I was having technical difficulties. I could not figure out what was going on, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why it worked now. So that's fun. Another thing I get to research. I did do research after the last one. The way I had it hooked up did not help in any way, shape, or form, which makes sense because it's not a like podcasting mic or it's for music recording and it goes through an audio box and I get YouTube is not set up to like process it that way. It makes sense. Um, the second thing I learned is that this to you guys is in fact correct. It's just the way I can view it on my screen makes it look like it's backwards, but to you guys, it is correct. Um, so that's great. That's great news. Uh, anyway, after all of the back and forth with the internet, with YouTube itself, with my computer, with whatever it was that was causing problems, we are here, we are live, and we are going to write. I hope you're excited. Even though I knew that it was October, like, I am fully aware that it is October 9th. I wasn't until I just looked up at the calendar at the top of my screen, but I was aware that it was October because my official business launch date was October 7th, so I was aware we were in October. It wasn't until this morning that I realized, like, it's Preptober. It is the month that we prepare ourselves for NaNoWriMo. So, some people might not be writing during the streams, but they may decide that they want to spend their time focused on getting prepped for NaNoWriMo, which that would be exciting. I hope that some people do that. I will not be doing that. I am in the middle of writing. It would be awesome if I could finish this book, this draft of this book, and then for NaNoWriMo, do my next book because I have a lot of sequels I gotta write for my current book. So we'll see how well I do during these streams to see what I'm working on for NaNoWriMo. So I've wasted enough time, not here on the stream talking, but just trying to get it up and going. I understand now why having IT is very, very beneficial. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it. I want to spend a lot of time writing today, get as much done as we can. Um, for our first one, we want to warm up, we want to warm into it. So let's start with an 8 minute. We're gonna go with 8 minutes. Me personally, I like random times because then I'm not focused. It's not a number that I'm like, I can look at my clock and be like, okay, so I have this much time left. It is something that I will just solely be focused in on my writing. If you don't feel the same, feel free to tell me. We don't have to do random. And I mean, I think it was, I think it's Kate Kavanaugh who always did like 15 minutes and 32 seconds or so. Like she would take requests and they do be really random. And I can do that even. But right now, 8. So yeah, if you don't know, I write in complete silence. So I'm going to mute myself, be completely silent in here while I'm writing. Feel free to get in, turn on your favorite ambient noise, your favorite playlist that you've made, and we're going to write for 8 minutes. I'll see you then. I'll for the next stream, which will be Wednesday, maybe if we don't have any technical difficulties again, I will redo my setup so that this will be like back here so you can see it the whole time we're writing. Um, for now, though, it's 8 minutes and I'm going to sit it over to the side. We're learning new things. So here we go. 8 minutes and counting. I'll see you soon. That that is time for our first stream. For our first sprint. I'm gonna get this word. Sprint should not be that difficult of a word to say, and yet for whatever reason, I just cannot seem to keep it locked in my brain. Oh well. Um, I once again forgot to check how many words I've written. Probably not very many. Um, this time I was only doing description though, so I should be able to see. I wrote about 200 words. That's not terrible, but it's not fantastic. But again, it's not about the matter of words, it's about the fact that we're getting work done. I am 200 more words into my book than I was before the 8 minutes that we just did. For this stream, I guess, since no one else is here to talk to, which is fine. I expect that to be the case for a while, and I'm perfectly happy talking to no one. I'll tell you a little bit about my book. So, my first book, When Steel Hearts Bend, is the story of Albert, who is Lord Courtworth. He is an earl in this country called Noland. It is not England, but it feels like it. It's not. It's a fantasy place. He is 26, and basically his mom comes to him and is like, "Hey, listen, you're still not married, and I pretty much don't really have any faith that you have the ability to do this for yourself. So, some of the other ladies and I have been talking, and we're gonna set up a game for you and your friends to meet women who are eligible, who will be good wives to you, and you get to take the summer to meet them, to get to know them, and pick who you want. And if you don't pick someone, we'll pick for you. Don't even worry about it." And he at first is very upset, thinking you're going to pick a bunch of society ladies, and they're all fake, and they just want title and money, and they're this is not the situation that I want to be in to find my bride. And his mom's like, "Listen, buddy, we actually all get 6 invitations, and I am going to let you invite whoever you want. They don't have to be titled. They don't have to be a society lady. They don't have to be wealthy. They just have to be of age, and they have to be fully willing to come on their own. We're not forcing anybody into this. But aside from that, there are no restrictions. Invite who you want. I don't care." And only then is Albert on board, and his mother doesn't know it. But the reason he's on board is because for the past 6 years, he has been in love in a relationship with someone. Her name is Elena. She is not titled. She is not from a wealthy family. She is someone who he met on accident and pretty immediately fell in love with her. She did not immediately fall in love with him, but they did grow to love each other. And so he invites her to this thing to participate. But he and his friends, all the guys who get to pick from all the ladies who come, decide to make a bet amongst themselves. And the bet is, if I can guess, if someone picks a person and I can guess who picked them, that person owes me a favor. And if we guess wrong, we owe you a favor. We owe whoever guessed a favor. And so because of this, Albert can't tell his friends that he already knows Elena and that he's going to pick Elena. And he gets very insecure about the fact that his friends are very charming, and he's quiet and he's kind of awkward, and he's not really sure how to go about this whole situation, but he doesn't want Elena being stolen away from him by his more charming friends. And he makes some interesting choices about that. And the whole time, Elena is trying to help him, trying to do what will be best for him, but Albert's making weird choices and she doesn't know why, and she seems to be making the wrong choices, but she can't figure out what the right choices are because Albert is not great with words. He is for sure an acts of service, love language kind of guy. Um, Acts of service and quality time are probably his things. So he is very concerned the whole time. He ends up picking her very quickly, and chaos ensues as they try to keep secrets, and secrets lead to miscommunication and problems, and so he has to find a way to fix it. That is the first book. So basically, because he picks her very quickly. I'm not gonna tell you how long. Read my book, When Steel Hearts Bend by Rokki Bennett. That's me. But he picks her quickly, and so this book takes place in the first, a little bit before, and then the first like 2-3 weeks of this summer that this game is happening. Albert has 6 friends, so there are 7 guys in total, and these are all titled men. There is the Crown Prince of Nolan. There are 2 dukes, and then 4 lords, 4 earls, or will be earls. Albert is the only one who is currently titled because his dad died very recently, so he has taken over the title of Lord Courtworth. Everyone else is like, I will be the Duke of this, or I will be the next Lord, whatever. So there are 7 of them in total. There will be 7 books, 1 for each of the guys. Overall, when you read the whole series, you will read the entire story of the summer. So like, that's why when I have tried to describe it before as kind of like Bridgerton, because in Bridgerton there are 8 siblings, and each book is the love story of the different siblings, but they're all very separate. Mine are not, because the series as a whole takes place over one summer, but it's each of their individual stories within that summer. So they're kind of connected, like a Harry Potter 7-book series, but they're kind of not. Like the Bridgerton, it's a mix in between. The story is tied together, but each one is their individual love stories. I don't know. But what I do know is that I have 1 published, and I have 6 more books to write. I have all of their outlines done because I wanted to get their outlines done before I wrote the first book. That way I knew where everything was going, because this story is so very interconnected. So I already have all the outlines done. I just got to get the writing done, and so that is what I'm currently working on. I would love to get this second book done by the end of October, so that for November, for NaNoWriMo, I can write the 3rd book, and then come back to the second book in December, and work on the edits. Because what I would do is I would send it to my editor, because this is not my very first draft. So it is where I'm like, so how I write, I'm talking a lot today. How I write is I'll do a first draft, just blank draft, and then I will go through and reread it, make all of my notes of everything that I want to change, that sort of stuff, and then I will rewrite for my second draft. And it will have all of those changes, everything that I want to add to it, all of that stuff, I will rewrite and then send that to my editor. And then when they send it back, the first round of editing is usually like, this is story stuff that needs to be changed. It's this is what's missing. This is what I don't understand. It's the outside voice saying, hey, you know how you have the entire story in your head? I don't. So this doesn't make sense to me. So I use that and do those added things, send it back to my editor, and get final edits, get it proofread. I also usually send my books to beta readers too. So usually that's in that last one with the final edits, and those to beta readers, do all of those edits, then send it to then have it proofread and publish. That was a long thing. All of those pieces, the editing, the proofreading, the beta readers, while it's with the proofreader, that's when I design my cover and work on like a layout and that sort of stuff. But all of those things are what Curb Publishing offers. So if you need that stuff, check out Curb Publishing, or it's Curb Entertainment. Check out Curb Entertainment, and then it's our publishing section of the business. But I have editors on staff. I have proofreaders that, well, not on staff. I have contracted editors and proofreaders. I can design your book cover for you. Tomorrow, our first redesign book cover will go up on the channel. Make sure you subscribe and check those out. I am redesigning classic book covers to kind of build my portfolio with everyone. Be like, hey, look at this. Look at this thing that I am doing. I can redesign book covers, and I can pre-design book cover for you if you want book. Okay, I've talked to the point where I'm losing words. Let's do another sprint. That's the key, right? I can't say words verbally, so let's try and put them in my book. For this one, let's do a 22-minute. What do you think? No one. I think 22 minutes is a good idea, so that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you in 22 minutes. 22 minutes gone. And I am almost done with this scene. I just have like 5 more sentences that I need to do, which is pretty good because I had to have a lot of description within this one. So I feel pretty good about that. I'd ask how you did, but we don't have anyone in right now, so that's fine. Um, I don't. I'm a little over 11,000 words. That would be day 5 of NaNoWriMo. Let's just bust out the calculator and see. Because the NaNoWriMo is 1667. That's the number of words you're supposed to get a day to reach 50,000. Nope. It's day 7. So my book right now is currently on like day 7, like the first week. I should have been able to figure that out. I didn't do math the way math is supposed to be done. Like, oh, there's like 4 weeks in November. So if it's 50,000 words, that means that 10,000 words would be a week. If it was 40,000, so you have to add a little bit more. How much more? 10,000, because if it was 40,000, but it's not, it's 50,000. So how do you break 10,000 into 4 so that you can, add it to the different weeks? And that is not quite 2,500, because that would be, no, it is 2,500. Because then that twice is 5,000. So it is 2,500. Added 2. So 12. No, I think doing the add. It's been a long time since I did math in my head. I used to be really good at math. I used to love math, but you don't realize that when you get out of school and you don't have to do math anymore, your brain just doesn't really do it a lot. It's just like, nah, we don't need to think about that. It's fine. It's fine. We have a calculator for a reason. I promise at one point I was good at math, but I don't need to be anymore. Okay, we have like 10 minutes left of this stream. Do we want to do like another 6 minute? Is that what we did first? No, we did 8 minutes first. Do we want to do like a 6 minute sprint? Get one more in there. I am thinking that once we get to Nano, we'll probably do some 2-hour streams, even if not everyone is a 2-hour stream, because I just feel like we need a little bit more time to get some more heavy hitter sprints in, And an hour only gives us so long. If we do, I guess we could just do 2 20-minute sprints. Talk for 5 minutes, 20-minute sprint. Talk for 5 minutes, 20-minute sprint. Or not quite 5 minutes. But that's really all we'd be able to get in there. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how we feel about it. So I'm going to change this back to 6 minutes, and we'll do a 6-minute sprint. And then we'll come together at the end and see how we did. I'm gonna tell you my official word count now. 11,048. That's my words right now. 11,048. We will see what my words are at the end of this, and we'll see if I remember that my word count is 11,048. So 6 minutes. We're going, and maybe I can finish this chapter. That's our 6 minutes. I unfortunately did not get my chapter done. I have literally two more sentences to tag. And I'm pretty sure that's what I ended up the last time I did a sprint, a write in. I'm pretty sure it was also two more sentences, which is crazy. I'm just consistent. That's what it is. I'm just a consistent person. I will always still have two sentences done by the time we end a live stream. My final tally of my words is 11,227. So I got about 200 words, which is fairly consistent with what I got the first round when we did the 8 minute sprint. So again, I'm just a consistent person. Thanks for joining and writing with me, getting some work done on your projects or whatever you're writing. You might not have done writing on a book. I'm Rokki. I'm with Curb Entertainment, Curb Publishing. If you are to a point in your book where you are no longer writing, you need an editor, you need a proofreader, you're done with all that, you want a book cover, you want someone just to format your book so you can get it published. That is what Curb Entertainment, Curb Publishing is for. Go check us out. The website is live. Um, there's probably a place I can link it somewhere, right? I'll figure that out before the next stream. And speaking of the next stream, that will be Wednesday. Right now, it'll probably be at 7 in the morning. We're going to try some early, we're going to try some later ones. We're going to see what really works for all of us. But again, like today, it was supposed to be 9 o'clock, and it did not end up being 9 o'clock. I had technical difficulties, so we'll see what it actually is. But as of right now, it's supposed to be 7. Yeah, and we'll stream Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday every week. That way we can get our work done, get our books out there. Yeah. I've never noticed how much I say until I started doing this. I say a lot. So I'm sorry about that. I'll work on it. And for Wednesday, I will find a way to get this up here or to the side or somewhere where you can see it as we're going. So until next time, happy reading. Make sure you check out the channel because again, tomorrow our first video goes up. Our first book cover redesign. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe and you check us out, or else you won't get to see it. And they're pretty cool if I do say so myself. So I'll see you next time.